What is going on, Swoopers? Welcome back to the final review of the 2021 season. Let's just do it. So before we just do it, before we Nike it, if you are a new Swooper, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and if you are a returning Swooper, welcome back. Thank you so much for rejoining me. So, it is the final review of the 2021 season. It has been a very, very long year, and we'll do a wrap-up a little bit later of the season and how we went and stuff like that. That'll come, if not this week, it'll be next week. But just before we do get into this review, though, I just want to give a quick shout out to everyone that's been watching my videos. I know I've got a very loyal fan base in the sense that I always see the same people commenting and liking my videos, and I just want to shout all you guys out. I really do appreciate it. Look, we might not be getting the tens and thousands or thousands of views and stuff like that, but that's totally fine with me. It's never been about that. It's been about connecting with you guys, and when I say guys, I mean just everyone in general. It's a generalized way of me talking, connecting with you guys and just sharing my love for the Pies and your love for the Pies, and it means a lot when whether you're watching a video, the reviews or previews, or you're joining me on a squawk with Swoop after the game, you're joining me on a watch with Swoop, you've jumped into a Q&A with Liquor or Tay Adams, and the content is just going to get bigger, better from here, and you guys are Swoopers for life, and I love you all very, very much. And I know we're going to get into this review now, but I just need to get that off my chest. And yeah, anyway, before I cry on camera, let's jump into this review. So in our last game of the 2021 season, we versed Essendon for the second time this year. Before we went into this game, there was a lot of things hinging on this game. If Fremantle had beaten St Kilda, what that would have done, as you know, Fremantle would have jumped into A. Essendon would have needed to have beat us to jump into the A and make finals. As it turns out, St Kilda beat Fremantle in their last game, so this game was a dead rubber. There was nothing to play for either side. Essendon, I just wanted a bit of a run before their finals campaign started, and when there's nothing to play for in a dead rubber, and the seasons have been so long for the Pies, you kind of it's hard, because as much as you want to win and as much as you want to see effort and stuff, you kind of can't fault them for just not taking it easy, but just not giving that extra 10%, whereas other games they would have. I can guarantee you that if this wasn't a dead rubber, if we had to beat the Bombers so they didn't make finals, kind of like 2017 with Melbourne, we would have gone harder than we did. But we didn't. That's the way the universe and the stars lined up, and it was just a dead rubber of a game. We went through the motions, and Essendon are a good team. The first quarter was really good, 5 goals to 4. It was a bit of a shootout, but then letting Essendon kick 6 goals straight, and then only putting 1 goal on in the second quarter, there's not much you can do about it. And look, like I said, there's just not much you can do about a dead rubber game. End of the season, no finals on the line, finishing second last anyway. So it is what it is, really. Look, like I said, we were competitive at times. There was and don't let me and look, don't let all this sort of positivity or anything or it being the last game sort of cloud the fact that some of the kicking and or disposal errors were just inexcusable. They really, really, really were inexcusable. You have senior players not hitting targets, and that kind of rattles the team. And then you have younger players not hitting targets. Sidebottom not hitting targets. Jamie Elliott, arguably our best forward. I know goal-wise it was my check, but obviously Elliott was out for like 9 games or something. He's getting the ball delivered to him at his feet. We know he's not the tallest guy there, but don't kick the ball to him at his feet. He's not going to mark those. Look, they're just over the off-season, our skills have to improve tenfold if we're to become a better team and take that next step again. on the way up the ladder, because the skills that we displayed against Essendon were just, like I said, inexcusable and not something you would see from a professional outfit. It's something that you see from a Sunday league team. A couple of things that we can talk about though, positive-wise, I think Jordan De Goey had another really good game, really staking his claim as a out-and-out midfielder. And look, you can thank Robert Harvey for that. As much as Robert Harvey was just the caretaker and stuff, what he's been able to do, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, or at the end of the season review, what he's been able to do and reinvigorate Jordan De Goey as that midfielder has been great. Because if you look at Jordy's numbers, he had 23 disposals, 4 tackles, 1 goal, went at 74% efficiency, and 7 score involvements, and then 2 clearances. So, like I said earlier in the year, if Jordy can get up his clearances to about, between 4 and 6 a game, I'd really like to see that. That would then take the next step. Nearly had 500 metres gained as well. So he's doing a lot right. And another preseason where he now knows that he is a midfielder and he can pinch it in the forward line, but he'll be like 80-20 or 90-10 a split. Now that he knows he's a midfielder, he can even go harder in preseason, and if he needs to, I don't know what midfielders do, drop weight or put on lean mat, whatever it is. I'm not a sports conditioning coach. He can take that next step and do that, and just come back bigger, stronger. He doesn't have that court case thing hanging over his head or anything. Clean slate. 2022, we are going to see the emergence of Jordan De Goey from a really good player to an elite player like Christian Petrarca has this year, and even last year Petrarca as well. We are going to see that with Jordan De Goey. Chris Mayne in his last game went at 100%, 11 intercept possessions, 23 disposals, all in the back half. You can just count on him, even if it's a chip kick back or whatever. You can still count on Chris Mayne to do what Chris Mayne does, and that's just that cool head down back. Taylor Adams had over 30 disposals, a bunch of clearances. Yes, his disposal efficiency was at about 65% the last time I looked. He can get better at that as well, because that is something that lets you down, a leader, doing that. But he would know that. Jamie Elliott, 4 goals, fantastic. He could have gotten that 200th right at the end. It was 200th career goal. Stuck on 199. We'll kick his 200th next season, obviously. He could have been the best small forward in the comp had it not been for his injuries. And he could have been in the All-Australian this year. He kicked 25 goals. He is not. If he doesn't go out for 9 games, his tally could have been somewhere in the 40s, maybe not 50s, but in the 40s definitely. One guy that hasn't been getting a lot of spoken about him is Jay Rantel. Now Jay only had, I think he had less than 10 disposals, but he was a tagger. He played a tagging role on Darcy Parish, a guy that had 42 disposals in the Anzac Day game against us earlier in the season, and has been in, obviously, career best form. The resurgence of Essendon's midfield. Parish has been in the thick of it. Parish only had 21 disposals. I think it was 6 kicks, mostly handballs, 1 mark. So didn't do a lot. By his lofty standards, Rantel just blanketed him. And maybe, Rantel's playing for his career. Let's not beat around the bush. Rantel is playing for his career. He's out of contract. Could he be our next tagger or our next run-with player? I think every team needs a run-with player or a tagger in their team. Jay Rantel could be that guy for us. What I'd like to see him do, just beef up a little bit so he doesn't get ripped out of tackles easily, so he can stick those tackles and just get his disposal up a little bit more. But loved how he went about it. It's good seeing that number 1 jersey run out again. Where to from here? Not much. Pre-season, wait for a new coach. It is going to be an interesting off-season. It is going to be, arguably, this will be a bigger off-season than 2020 was when we lost all those players. New coach, new assistant coaches. It is going to be absolutely mental. But last word about this game against Essendon. It hurts. 16 losses in a row. We finished 17th on the ladder. Our worst finish in the 18-team comp. Obviously, our worst finish is wooden spoons. But in the 18-team comp, 17th is worse than 16th, obviously, technically. So, look, that doesn't sit well with me. But we get the number 1 pick in Nick Dacos. And that has to make you feel a little bit better. I'll do a video on Nick Dacos as well. I've got so many videos planned out for you guys. It's going to be crazy with content from now until the start of next year. But in the meantime, we'd love to know all your thoughts down below. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets. And until next time, double shackers. I'll swoop you later.
Ooh la la.